Good morning, I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. So nice out today.
It is. A gorgeous Tuesday. It's the first day of summer.
Yay,
and it feels
happy
really
summer.
nice. And we get to kick out those spring winds today. So that's certainly good.
I'm so glad because yesterday I played tennis for the first time in forever. And I kept saying, it's the wind's fault every time I messed up, but it really was. It really was.
You're blaming what, the ball not going where you
yes,
needed to go
and there was
wind.
yes, and you know Anna, our friend Anna.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were playing, and I'm telling you, we hit the ball, and we were doing this doubles thing, and it was like going right here, and then it went.
Curve.
Oh yeah, it was definitely the wind, and if anybody can vouch for that, you can. It was windy.
Yeah, it was windy yesterday, and if you had a bad golf game, you could probably blame that on the wind too. But today,
no blame on anything.
So if your game's a little iffy, don't play today because you're not going to have anything to blame it on.
Except yourself, exactly.
Right.
Okay, I am infuriated. You heard me before the show, right? I am sorry. I don't know if you watched The Bachelorette, but this season is a debacle. It is like the worst thing ever. I don't know why I'm even watching. I mean, I'm the jerk because I'm watching, right?
Okay, so now it was switched from guys to girls aggravating you, right? Because the guy is the one, the guy that was kind of nasty.
Bentley. But this is the whole point of the story, okay? If a guy that you know for maybe a week is not paying that much attention to you and decides not to pursue you, are you going to keep saying over and over, we just had something. We had something so special. I can't get him out of my mind. The girl has 20 men pursuing her. Okay, 11. Has 11 men pursuing her actively, doing everything, kissing up to her. And all she can talk about is this jerk who left. And she is making women look bad all over the nation because she is making women look pathetic. I can't take it.
She's teaching the wrong lesson.
Yes.
That, a lot of people say that. The bad guys always get the girl because the girls like chase. But you know what? I mean, it shouldn't be that way.
No.
It's not that way for me. It's not that way for you, but she's making guys think that. And so these jerks are now thinking that, hey, I can be my jerky self. And
even worse than that, we talk about women's intuition, and I do believe there is something to it, and she's ruining it for everybody because she keeps saying, my gut is telling me that we have something, and he's looking at the camera saying, ugh, so your gut is wrong.
How does your gut tell you something after a week?
Right,
anyway?
thank you. Anyway, okay, another thing, and I'm sorry to be so infuriated this morning, but here's another thing that drove me crazy, okay? Nothing is sacred anymore. NBC, listen to this, deleted the words, under God, indivisible, and you all know where that comes from. It's called our Pledge of Allegiance. That was deleted from a soundtrack of children reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. The soundtrack actually served as a backdrop of patriotic images that NBC played at the beginning of the U.S. Open Golf Championship on Sunday.
Unbelievable.
I know.
And NBC now admits it was a bad decision, but that hasn't stopped, of course, a firestorm of criticism.
No.
So what do they think? Who makes these decisions at NBC? Really?
I mean, I totally understand that everybody has a right to believe what they believe. Their faith is what their faith is. However, this is America. There is a certain level of pride that we have in our nation, and there's something we have called the Pledge of Allegiance. We've all been reciting it all our life. You're really going to take out the line under God? It just doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't. And freedom of speech.
Yes.
I mean, why would you even delete that? I mean,
I don't get it. But I don't get it.
Bad decision on their part, and they are definitely getting the criticism for it. So.
Yes, and hopefully we generate some conversation about that today, because I think the more people really are aware of how controlling things are becoming, I think the more conversation will come up and more people will talk and maybe just start to realize that maybe we need to kind of go back to where things all began in our nation. I don't know. Anyway, okay, here's another question. Ready? Should they stay or should they go? You know who I'm talking about?
Who? I don't know.
Albuquerque City Councilors decided late last night to let the voters decide the fate of the red light camera program.
Yep, the question will go on the October 4th ballot if Mayor R.J. Berry approves the resolution. Here's the thing, the election results won't be legally binding, therefore the City Council will have the final say after all. So, almost seems pointless there.
Yeah, what's the point?
What are they looking for?
There's just too many things I don't understand today. But no, really, I mean, if we get to say, okay, you know what, I think we should do away with that, and then at the end they have the answer, then what does it even mean?
Maybe they're hoping that we'll vote to keep it in, and that way they can look like the good guys to all the people who don't want the lights around.
Do you think people will keep? I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably
I doubt
not.
it. I doubt. I bet most people don't like those cameras.
Yeah, well, I think everybody should still at least be prepared to drive safely no matter whether there's a camera or not. And the State Department of Transportation is actually sponsoring clinics across the state to help parents learn to properly use child safety seats in cars and trucks. This is great, guys. The clinics will be held this Saturday in 8 communities, and it's free to the public.
The department said motor vehicle accidents are the leading cause of death for children ages 3 to 14, and that most child restraints are actually used improperly. 2 clinics will be held in Albuquerque, and others are scheduled in Bernalillo, Clovis, Las Cruces, Gallup, Las Vegas, Los Lunas, and also Santa Fe.
Yes, and more information is available from Safer New Mexico now. 800-231-6145. The number is on the screen.
Taking up a good chunk of that screen.
Yeah,
so you should be able to see it.
Yeah, you can definitely see that. It's whoop. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think that's great because I think child safety is so important. I think a lot of people get caught up and forget how important it is. So this is a great opportunity.
And now some good news for New Mexico homeowners facing foreclosure. Federal housing officials say more than $10 million is available to help homeowners who are at risk of losing their homes.
Yes, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and Neighbor Works America is teaming up to offer the Emergency Loan Program. Now, the program is intended to help those who have experienced a reduction in income due to involuntary unemployment. So if you have been dealing with some economic conditions or a medical condition, this could apply to you.
Yeah, and if you want to get more information on that, you can log on to www.findhelp.org or call toll-free 855-346-3345. So find EHLP. You know what? It looks like find help, but it's tricky. So make sure
it's like help is
it's find
off.
EHLP. So
right.
It's a little backwards there.
Exactly. Now, we were talking about the fact that winds are dying down today. So is that going to help with because I know we have some fire updates.
It does help. It does. The winds do help. You don't want wind around, and the winds are going to be better, but it's still very dry and it's pretty hot out. And crews north of Santa Fe have still not been able to contain any of the 3,800-acre Pacheco fire that broke out on Saturday near Ski Santa Fe. The fire is moving toward the Paco wilderness, but it's not threatening any homes. Investigators don't know yet what caused it.
And authorities are telling us that the track fire that's burning north of Raton was caused by an ATV, and Colfax County Sheriff's deputies are looking for the person or persons who were spotted riding ATVs in the area. That's crazy. The track fire started 8 days ago, and it has burned 28,000 acres. So sad.
It is. And of course, the wildfire in Arizona continues to burn, and smoke's going to be an issue for southwestern New Mexico, and I think Las Vegas probably going to be dealing with some smoke too. Probably from the Pacheco fire because the winds are switching directions.
Oh, wow.
But at least they're not going to be blowing as hard, so that's good.
Exactly. And of course, the temperatures are going to start to rise as the week completely increases into the summer moments.
First week of summer is underway. Here's a look at the forecast.